Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I have another incredible cake recipe from my cookbook, the European Cake Cookbook, and I'll be making my Italian coconut cream cake, or better known as the Italian wedding cake. And this recipe is just absolutely incredible. I'm going to make a coconut flavored cake, add a coconut whipped cream frosting, soak those layers with more coconut milk, and add some toasted coconut on the sides. You guys are going to love every single bite of this incredible cake. I've brought my butter, eggs, and coconut milk up to room temperature. I have 3/4 cup of unsalted butter, and to that I'll be adding 1 cup of white granulated sugar. And then I'll just grab my hand mixer and mix the butter and the sugar together for a couple minutes until it's light and fluffy. Next, I'll add in 2 teaspoons of coconut extract. And I'll start adding my 4 eggs one at a time. You want to make sure you mix this well after each addition. And once you add in all the eggs, just keep mixing for a few minutes until you have a nice and creamy mixture, and then add in 1 cup of coconut milk. And now for my dry ingredients, I have measured out 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and to that I'll add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And then sift the dry ingredients into the cake batter. And then mix the coconut milk and the dry ingredients into the batter just until that flour is incorporated. You do not want to overmix. I've lined 2 8-inch cake pans with parchment paper, and then I sprayed the sides with a baking spray. And I'm just going to divide this cake batter evenly between the 2 pans. And then I like to take a little spatula and just level off the top of the layers so they stay nice and even. And I'm going to place them into my preheated oven, which I've set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. They're going to bake for about 25 to 28 minutes until they're nice and golden brown on top. Let them cool completely, and then we'll come back to make our coconut whipped cream frosting. My cake layers are cooled, and now I'm going to get started on my frosting. Now you'll need 8 ounces of either mascarpone or cream cheese, and let it soften at room temperature. Then I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of coconut milk fats. This is like the fatty part of the coconut milk, and add a teaspoon of coconut extract. And then mix this all together. And mix that for a few minutes until you have a smooth, creamy, and clump-free mixture. I'll set that cheese mixture aside for now, and into my stand mixer bowl, I'll add in 2 cups of chilled heavy cream and 1 cup of confectioner's sugar. And then whisk this on medium-high speed for 3 to 4 minutes until you get stiff and fluffy peaks. And then add in the cheese mixture. And this next step is really important because you don't want to overmix the frosting, otherwise it will separate. So once you add in that cheese, just whisk it on high to medium speed for about 30 seconds. And once these layers are cooled, I'm going to grab a sharp serrated knife, level off the top. I like to keep these extras on the side to munch away on. And then split the layer in half. And before adding my frosting, I'm going to soak the layers lightly with some plain coconut milk. You can use unsweetened or sweetened, but I find the unsweetened works great because the cake layers are pretty sweet. And for the cake garnish, I toasted a few cups of shredded coconut. I'm just going to gently press this into the side of the cake. And then to garnish the top, I've transferred some of the cream into a pastry bag, and today I'm using tip number 4 FT. And I like to chill my cake in the fridge for a couple hours before slicing into it. Just grab a sharp knife. And how stunning is that? I love the simplicity of this cake. It looks so beautiful. And time to dig in and enjoy this stunning cake. There's a very good reason this cake is in my cookbook, and that's because this cake is just heavenly. It's like a slice of coconut heaven. It's so light and fluffy. The cake layers are just amazing, so delicate. And you add that coconut milk and then the fluffy coconut whipped cream frosting. This is like just incredible. If you love coconut, you're gonna be head over heels in love with this cake. For where you can find my cookbook as well as for this full recipe, just head on down into the video description box. You can order your copy and get this recipe on my blog. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.